So my last name is Cummings. People always make fun of me about that. But whatever, it's just a stage name, you know? My real last name is Donkey Punch. So yeah, that's actually true. I didn't always want to be a comedian. I think most people growing up want to be something like an astronaut or like a ballerina or something, you know? I initially actually wanted to be a pina colada so my mom would pay attention to me. Yeah, she's a big drinker. She got me started early. I remember my first hangover, too much breast milk. Yeah, it was last week. So, I actually think that's why I became a comedian, because our house had a 2-drink minimum. That's sort of... I quit drinking, though, because every time I drink, I end up doing something stupid. You know, like last time I got really drunk, I ended up getting a tattoo. And I still can't find it. That's not my fault. I was drinking at this bar, and like I ran into my ex-boyfriend there, which was so stupid. Like I should have known he was gonna be there, you know, because I followed him there. And he invited me to his wedding, and like I don't want to go to my ex-boyfriend's wedding. That's ridiculous, you know. Everyone's gonna think I'm trying too hard. So I just got like a really conservative dress, you know. It's just like long. It's like all white. You know, a little veil. No, and I have to buy them a gift. I don't understand why we have to buy people stuff when they get married, when they have a baby, and when they buy a house. It's like, why do I have to buy a present every time you make a mistake? No one got me a present when I bought a neon. All my guy friends hate marriage. They're like, marriage is like a prison, is what they say. Which I don't think is true. Marriage is not like a prison, you know? Because in prison, you get to have anal sex. In my experience. No. I understand how sodomy is illegal. That's a little ridiculous, you know? Because what's the punishment for sodomy? Going to prison? More like a reward? All my guy friends are so funny. They've taught me a lot. Like, for example, I've learned that guys can never just throw things in the garbage normally. Like, they always have to shoot their garbage, like it's the fourth quarter of an NBA basketball game. Which I don't understand, because most of you guys shoot like you're in the WNBA. Not because you don't get it in. Mostly because nobody's even watching. Another thing I don't get is fantasy football. I just think like all my guy friends play it, and like I just think it's such a waste of time, you know? Like, hey, why don't you go get a fantasy job? Get on a fantasy treadmill. Like, do you really think professional athletes are sitting in their locker room playing fantasy loser? Probably not. And there's also like such a double, I know, right? I think it's working too. Like, I just think there's such a double standard, you know? It's like men say that women live in a fantasy land with like the white knight and the Prince Charming or whatever, but like, there's nothing more ridiculous than pretending to be an imaginary coach of an imaginary team. You know? I pretend to be dating an imaginary man, and I'm a stalker. I did actually have a stalker recently, guys. It was really serious. He was calling me like 8 times a day for like 6 months. Said that he worked for Visa. Yeah, right. My Visa card stopped working like 2 years ago. So I had to speak to him in his language. I was like, sir, I have 0% interest in you. Stalking's so easy now with MySpace, you know, which I love MySpace. I actually just, though, I found my cousin on MySpace, and I discovered that she is a total slut. Seriously, I added her as a friend, and my computer got a virus. And she lies about her age on there to get guys, you know. Yeah, she's 18 years old, but she lies and says she's 13. It's tacky. I get on the internet when I want to procrastinate, usually, you know. Like today, for example, I got writer's block halfway through my resume. I just couldn't decide what college to go to, you know. I don't know, University of Phoenix online. I don't want to move to Arizona. Man. Ridiculous. What else? I am applying for jobs right now. Actually, seriously, I just applied for a job at a church for the missionary position. I get it. Hope I get it. I really want it. That sounds slutty. I did something kind of promiscuous. Recently, I had sex on the third date of my speed dating. That's tacky. I also went on 2 dates in one night, which is an accident. Like, I didn't mean to double book them, you know? Like, I was initially going out with one guy Friday and the other on Saturday, but then I had to reschedule them to the same night because I realized that I only had one morning after pill left.